Well, I mean, do you perform? Can you perform under pressure?
No, I can't. I'm not that good of a singer.
Dum bum bum ba da dum bum. Bum bum
Like
bum
to say,
ba
because I can do a
bum
pretty good
bum
Bohemian Rhapsody.
bum bum.
Oh,
Run it.
Did we walk over that joke? We're sorry.
They paid
I
extra
think
for
we
that.
did. Well, hi-oh.
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
You know what? I do have number 5.
Oh,
5. I forgot about him.
Did we
This just in. T's probably pooping.
Once again, some people pay extra for that.
That or I did send him a Christmas gift, so maybe he's lost in that. It's funny.
Did it involve those GIFs that were being posted earlier?
Are you? I thought you were implying a toilet paper tax, Dave. That costs extra. Is there a toilet paper tax at your house? You charge extra for wiping? No. Okay, good. You said some people pay extra for that.
It pays to have a bidet.
I mean, we did see Dave smile when we came back on. He was looking behind him right there. So,
like satisfied.
Well, it was a vertical one, so who knows?
It's the Charmin Bears.
We call that a star
Charmin Bears.
Hey, T's here, kind of.
We think.
Yeah, it was like that one episode of The Simpsons where Homer pitches that anytime Poochie's not on screen, all the other characters sit around going like, "Where's Poochie?" Well, that's what we do when T-Man's not here.
That is true.
He's also on mute. But it's Thursday night. It's our last show of the year. Can you believe it? And actually, I guess no, we will have a show next week because the 29th isn't anything special.
Last show of the year?
No, this is our next show of the year. We do have a show next week.
I was about to say.
But we are doing our best of 2022 this week. So we are going to be talking about our top 5 figures of the year. I think basically everything is out for the most part. I'm still waiting on the MMC Streetwise, but otherwise I think I've gotten everything from this year. So we're going to have fun talking about that. We're going to break it all down. I'm back from my honeymoon. I'll talk about that when it's my turn. But before we get into it, if you're watching us here live on YouTube, thank you all very much. We appreciate y'all. We couldn't do the show without you all, our audience. So thank you so much for being here. If you're watching us live, pop into that live chat over there. We'll be talking with folks, highlighting comments throughout the course of the show, and tell us what your favorite figures of 2022 are. Before we get into the show proper, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure, if you haven't already, you're subscribed. You ring that notification bell. Much like last time we had new shirts, I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of the site with our t-shirts. You can go to our Teespring store. As always, link in the description down below. We've got some of the best priced podcasting merch out there. You're going to look good. You're going to help out our show. We've got 2 brand new designs coming up. So I'll have a video for that. So make sure you ring that notification bell so you get alerted, because with that, I'll be giving away a brand new Figure Action t-shirt design of your choice, size of your choice. So stay tuned for that. And then I think that's it. You have like one of those trains of thought. You're like, one more thing. If I sound a little off, I treated myself to a new mic. So
just as long as it doesn't happen like on like a moment like wedding vows and stuff, you're okay. Or
yeah, I know. I did not.
There's something I forgot. All right, I do.
When I gave my vows, I was like my thing is I was like laser focus, rehearse.
If you don't know, Sarah just came back from
my honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
What, Sony, did you get a laser for Hanukkah?
No.
The beard was for November, because I grow it every November.
That was like an epic beard.
Mariano, I believe you have a prize still waiting on you, so make sure you reach out to us, because I need to get you your Cobra Viper. So
yes.
Figure Action Podcast @gmail.com, Figure Action Podcast on Facebook, Instagram. Just message us one way or another so I can get that Viper out to you. But yeah, I think let's go ahead and get into it.
Viper armed.
I still got him factory sealed over here. Anyway, go ahead and we'll get into it. Find out how everybody is doing on this fine evening. The Thursday before Christmas, we'll call it. So we'll start off with Mr. Trustarscreamer. Dave, how the hell are you doing? And did you get anything cool this week?
I'm doing pretty well.
Instagram.
It's Christmas time, and so I'm in the wonderful world of customer service, so that's always kinds of fun. This week was on the lighter side. I actually was able to find a couple stuff later. First thing I got to talk about, because I've got the video pretty much in the can. I just got to shoot the photos. But I did get the Crimson Guard. I got to thank Sony for MTM Reviews, because he's the one who was able to procure this for me and get it for me. I know I'm not making any of the first-time reviews, but I should get the review up tomorrow. Got to watch that phrasing. Matt's in the room. But I should get this review up tomorrow. And, of course, we appreciate all the support, and I look forward to getting some photos for it. And honestly, up until tonight, this was all I had gotten. But this evening, I was able to find on the way home the Armada Starscream.
Yay!
Cool.
He's good. You'll be happy.
We just gave that away.
Hmm?
We just gave that away on ERC.
Oh, well.
Nothing.
I had to pay for this one. But it did take care of my 20. It did get me my bonus points for Target, so I got a $20 gift card. And then also if you're a NECA collector, they are starting to get some of these new NECAs out there. I actually did see the Ed 209. I almost got it, but I'm glad I held back, because I might use my gift card for it. I saw the Concrete Jungle Big Predator thing, which I'm just not a fan of that mold, to be honest. I've got 2 of them, and they always keep falling. But this guy is absolutely rocking. I mean, he has both a flail and a battle axe. So I'm excited to add this guy to the Predator collection.
Are you going to pick up that one with the lights?
That's the one I was talking about.
Okay.
No, I mean, I'm not a fan of that mold, because it's tall.
Yeah, it's a big sumbitch.
And it's got the cloven legs, and they'd fall.
Okay. Is it like some kind of like hybrid cyborg predator or something?
Kind of. It was from the old the Concrete Jungle video game, which I really hope they re-release the Scar Predator from that game.
I'm sure they will
Re-release the game.
That game would be awesome to be re-released.
Digital
or
download.
remastered.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing a skit where you have your Predator collection and you come in like Chris Hansen?
Chris Hansen.
No, because those things are a pain to stay balanced on the shelf.
To catch a Predator, Chris Hansen?
Yes.
Yeah, but he says he's saying the joke is not worth it. That's what he's saying.
Well, Sony said Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen. No, I know who it is.
Plus, I think God, how old is
Sony's like, I always thought his name was Chris Hansen.
I was doing the voice from South Park.
I'm Chris Hansen.
When was the last time he was relevant?
He's still relevant. He has a YouTube show.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's like a coyote. Once he caught the predator, what do you do next?
Catch more predators and make more sweet tea.
What else you got?
That's it. That's it. I got 3 things.
Man,
It was a slow week.
All right. Well, next up, Matt. How are you?
I'm tomorrow's my last day of work, and then we have shutdown, so I'm off for the entire week after Christmas.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. So yeah, some of the things that I recently purchased that came in are actually going to be on my top 5.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to only show off one thing that I got in recently that's not on the top 5. And this one is good. It just suffers from being the second figure that I got that's related. And you'll know what I'm talking about. So this is Shark Toys. This is from 5K. This is Shark Toys 1/12 scale Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII. So it's a third party TB League Fiken body with Tifa. So the body is good. Yeah, jokes. But if you notice the face sculpt, I described it in our chat as if someone that played the game years ago was asked to draw Tifa from memory. It's
Looks
not
like a cosplayer.
it's not bad,
Yeah.
but it's not good either. And it's got real hair, which I mean, it's fine.
Real hair?
Well, it's got real feel. It's not plastic hair. It's got.
Okay.
Some poor girl in China.
I'm not ruling that out actually, but you know, she's got underwear on, so don't worry about that. She's real good. She's got all the posability. If you've ever had one of these 112 TB leagues, you know exactly what you're in for. But this is a companion piece to something else that's on my top 5 that I'll show off later. But that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about for my gets this week. I have 2 more
She's
things
not
in
top
the mail. She is not top 5. She's just this is what I got.
Loving. It's what he got.
I got 2 more things coming in next week, hopefully, that I'll talk about, but they didn't make it in time. So that's it from me. Everything else is going to be saved for later.
And Frankenstein, if you got a collection like that, you should go for it.
And you should get insurance.
And if you have a collection that large, you should contact TM Reviews because he does collection tour videos.
Yeah. You gotta see your new collection.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to stay on top of the comments. My new collection is still in progress, as embarrassing as that is. I didn't do it that time. Hey, I got back from vacation. I'm rusty, right? All right.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Next up, TM Reviews. How are you doing?
Doing good. We just did a little private stream of our own, but I'm going to show some stuff. So Mike's already seen most of it.
I have seen the private stream.
I got this. It's this Transformers Vault. It's a crazy book. I mean, first of all, it has nice art on it.
Is that Jim Sorensen's?
This is Pablo Hidalgo, forward by Peter Cullen.
Oh, awesome.
But this is a crazy book because it's not just a book. Like, it has things in it. Like, it's got, like fold out instructions, or like, I don't know how to explain. It's got these things, the spec cards with like the little.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's got like tickets to movies, like the first Transformers movie. There's like a it's not a real ticket stub, but they have like a reproduced ticket in here. It just got like cool art and stuff like that. But on top of that, the book itself is art. So it's got Optimus here and then Megatron. That's from Niles French, so he's awesome. Thank you, Niles.
He's saying, "There's the book."
Yeah, it's very cool. He also gave me this. So I unfortunately broke the other one I had, and he got me this one. So this side is the Transformers the movie.
Those were on sale at Target yesterday.
GM reviews.
You already got KO'd.
Yeah, no, thank you. Again, that's from Niles.
I'll wait for the fans' toys.
You didn't watermark it.
I got this, which I haven't opened because Matt was saying how amazing it is. I haven't opened it, but Magic Square's Skyfire or Jetfire.
You can't go wrong getting either one. I'm very happy with it. You may be more discerning. You might have more particular tastes, but
well, I did notice there's no window box, so I have no idea. Like, I want to do an unboxing because I can't see what's in it. And then this, I got a Grail, which I've been patiently waiting for. This is the Toy Dojo exclusive Fans Toys Quake Wave. Only 250 of these are made, and Dr. Diecat or Sanjay sent me a link to an eBay. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna win it." And I waited and waited, and I was the only person who bid on it. And then I was like, "Oh, he's just gonna cancel it, or he's not gonna send it to me." And he sent it, and it wasn't brand new, but it's in good condition. It's in good shape.
I had no idea they had their own Quake Wave released.
It's the only Fans Toys exclusive ever made.
Oh,
you got that pretty fast.
Technically, the first Quake Wave was captured prey.
Wait, what do you mean? They didn't sell it at other stores?
That was the first store that
Capture
picked
Train
them
was
up.
the
Oh,
first
okay.
to ever carry them.
I got you. Okay. Well, this one was definitely limited in number, but I know the original they made a lot of them. I think that's. Oh, yeah. One last thing. This is a book made by the artist, so Johannes Vinci, who makes the art for Fans Toys. He created his own art book, and I bought a lot of them because there's people who wanted them. So basically, it's got like 20 drawings in it. So it's got like the color, then you flip to the back, and it's got the line art for that same drawing. So this is 2016 through 2019. So I'll be sending these out to people tomorrow, whoever wanted it. I have one left. Somebody from this Figure Action podcast wants it. One left.
Might make good art for my basement. So if nobody else wants it, I'll take it.
Okay.
Brian Swanson asks
Yeah.
about the gray Quake Wave, and I believe that was called Galaxy Man. It was a Radio Shack figure.
Shockwave, yeah.
Yep.
I call him Shockwave, but I mean,
Oh yeah, that's the.
yeah, he's very nice. For the price I paid, he's very nice. By the way, this if you go on eBay right now and look this guy up, it's listed for $3,000, which is insanity.
You know, that's like double what the blue version, the Guardian version of.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone got this guy. Fans
Oh, yeah.
Toys
I
Jive.
got him too.
He's awesome. I like him. Transformation's a little rough, but hopefully my video helped you. That's it. That's all I got.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, Mike. How
Hey.
are you doing? And did you get
It has been a week, to say the
It
least.
sounded like it.
But Christmas miracles, everyone's back at the house and happy. And
Very happy about that.
Yeah, now we got friends coming in to help us get ready for Christmas, to make up for lost time for earlier in the week. So ecstatic for that. So first thing, I made myself official. I bought my own shirt, and it's great.
One of us.
Yes. So stuff that came in, like Sony just showed, got this guy in. Yes, transformation's a little rough. I did have a bit of an issue with mine, but the very smart people that are on the Facebook group, especially ERC, there was a fix. So I'm going to try and attempt it, so that way if I ever want to transform this guy again, I am not going to fail.
What was your issue?
So my issue, without taking too much time, is, you know, the little slider part here
Mm.
along the chest, when you slide the body up to start putting everything together, the two little pins that are threaded that go between the metal and the little plastic piece on the upper body, one of my pins came loose. So the fix that someone put on on Facebook was that they put a little Loctite around the threaded end and then fed it through and tightened it into the metal arm, and that should keep it in place. I had to use a little magnet to kind of spin it into place to get them back together here. So,
Gotcha.
but deco wise, he's great. I mean, you guys are gonna praise him. You know, the transformation's a bit backwards from everything from earlier, but I'm going to get into that when I go into my top 5. Like Sony said, we had a stream, and I got a very special gift, which will come back up in the top 5 as well. But Crashbox Customs gave me a custom painted Ollie, because of earlier this year with BotCon. You know, the ROC worked with XTV to create their own exclusive one. I wasn't fortunate enough to get one of those boxes, but I always really liked the deco. So he gave me this figure. He painted it himself, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The paint is perfect.
Court Martial
And
Custom.
Court Martial, thank you. Mine's all over the place. So if he's in the chat tonight, shout out to him.
Yeah, I thought that was the real deal. Like when you first held it up, I was
No, honestly, it is better. He knocked it out of the park. The face is perfect on it. I mean, it's perfection. He did amazing work. Also, MMC, I got Navigant. I did my my thoughts on him. earlier this week. I like him. Some people might be turned off with the lack of paint, but he has a lot of play feature in him. So I am happy to get him. I love his face sculpts. All three of the faces look great. And last thing, I also got my Crimson Guard in. I've just been so busy I haven't done any impressions on him, but I'm going to wait till after Trustarscreamer uploads his. So check out check out Dave's page. It's easier that way. And last thing, that way I'll be done here. I received a very special gift from G Tony. This is a kind of a grail as well, but this is the Ultimetals Rodimus.
God damn!
Gifted it to me,
Nice.
which is more than I ever deserve. So he's in the chat. So thank you, Greg. You are way too generous. Absolutely too generous. So I will be making 2023 my mission to make it up to you. So you are a scholar and a gentleman, and hopefully we can meet at a TFCon and I can shake your hand. But that's my random talking this week. So
Real quick, Dr. Diecast wants to know the name of that customizer. You said it was
Court Martial Customs.
And is he on Facebook?
He is on the ERC page.
Oh.
I don't know if I can give his name out there.
He's on Facebook under Court Martial Customs. Yeah.
Okay, so
Awesome.
Look that up, and he's great guy.
Hey Zero, I forgot something. So
What you got?
Too late.
officially
There you go.
part of
There you
the
go.
podcast. So Mike got this for me. I also invested in a Sylvester Stallone line of action figures. It was pretty pricey, so right now my finances are a little rocky. That is all.
That was a Dave one.
Wow.
Wait,
That was a
what?
danger.
Well, next up.
Dave's speechless.
I never liked you, Sony.
I don't get it. Wait. Sylvester Stallone. Your finances are a little lacking?
Rocky. Little Rocky.
Oh my god.
I'll leave the jokes to Dave. Sorry, you can move on.
Yeah.
See, Dave's dredging all this, and that's not good.
Speaking of judgment, you know him, you love him. You've probably clicked on many of his videos. Mr. T-Man 978. How are you doing, sir? And did you get anything cool?
Dave can't judge that joke.
Oh,
But,
yes, I can.
I am awesome. But yeah. One thing I'm gonna start off with random Christmas stuff that I got already. My son got me chill blue. I don't know what color it looks like right now, but a PS5 dual sense controller. In the mail, some guy named ExtraZero mailed this to me.
How about that?
Oh, cool.
Oh, dang.
Rollout from Action Force.
Yeah. I have
Wow.
Trigger on the way.
I know your number one complaint is that there's no G.I. Joe troops.
Yes. And I more people is just good.
Yes.
Anyway. New stuff that I don't own already. And my debt to G Tony is so high. I can't even think about repaying them. But I found something at Walmart for D-Dog, and he sent me enough money to pay for what I found and buy this. So this is Menace from Fortnite. He's a deluxe figure. He comes with a bunch of extra crap, and he's just a huge figure, period.
He's a menace.
Yes. And GameStop is still doing clearance stuff for half off. So I found this Piranha sleeve.
Nice.
Nice.
I found Red Ecliptor for $11, but I was just like, I gotta stay in a lane.
Now, what I'm mad about is it's on clearance, but that's only like $2 off. Well, I mean, 15 is better, or 14 something is better than 30, but whatever. The other thing, I am in the same boat as Partsformer. It's going to be on the list, so yeah, I can't show it.
And it's the same thing.
Spoilers.
Yeah, Partsformer has put me onto a website, and he has me pre-ordering things I shouldn't be pre-ordering.
But at least they're not terribly expensive.
Yeah, and especially after you do the down payment.
Yeah.
You forget that you already put $20 on it.
Yeah, don't just forget that. That money.
When the other 60 comes, it's like, oh, it's just $60. But I think that's going to be it for me.
All right. Well,
How about you, Jordan?
Yeah. So that leaves me. Yeah, as you all know, I just got back from my honeymoon in Mexico, in beautiful Riviera Maya, Mexico, at the Unico Resort. It was a great time. If you ever have a chance to do an all-inclusive, I speak very, very, very highly of them. Like, one, Mexico is beautiful, and it just was nice to escape the Maryland winter hellscape for several days.
Hey, thanks for coming back to the freeze tomorrow.
I know, right? We're supposed to go to Longwood Gardens. It's the 1-year anniversary of Lex and I getting engaged. So, like right from the honeymoon to, hey, we got engaged here. Yeah, so let's get back to where we got engaged. So we're going to go and take pictures and see the trees and hopefully not freeze while we're there. But yeah, I really enjoyed the resort. It was just amazing food. Like, they had, of course, with resorts, you have your share of restaurants, but the Mexican food there, like, I had burrito tacos. They were just amazing. We had breakfast buffet every morning. They had like tostadas, and wish I could go back. It was nice being in a pool in December with the sun coming down, and down there closer to the equator, the sun sets not till 6:30. So we made the most of it. It was a good time, and miss it already, but came back to a bunch of cool stuff. So I guess I'll get into it. I guess first and foremost, I wasn't here last week, and everybody else got in on them. I got my HasLab Victory Saber, and my green screen's making this blast effects look weird. So we'll go ahead and we'll take those off so it doesn't look like it has the QC issues like everybody else has. Mine actually came in pretty nice. I don't really have any QC issues on mine to speak of, save
That's
for on the Victory Leo. There's like one little scratch on the chrome, but it doesn't bother me enough to make us think about it. And I don't have any. I feel for everybody that has the QC issues because I think this is a really good toy, but for what they're charging, I think maybe take some of that money out of the packaging and just hire somebody to inspect the figures, because it really sucks that. And again, this doesn't make my top list of the year. It's a very, very good figure. I just wish that they took better steps to make sure everybody got great figures, because I'd like to see them do more like this, and I don't want to see people go like, I got short end of the stick and back out. So
Dude, the way you're moving that around and shaking it, you got a solid one. It's like
yeah.
Moving.
Oh yeah, mine's very, 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 very solid. Like all the joints on it are super tight. Like even the friction joints.
Yeah, that's why I was like, good. It's not even moving.
Yeah, so
that's good.
It's really unfortunate to see people had bad luck with theirs, because this is a really good figure, and if you got a good one, I think we can feel differently about it. I mean, like that kind of goes without saying,
of course, with
any figure, but
well, hopefully those that have had issues, they've been contacting Hasbro customer service, and
because I've heard some people already say, I know Sony, you sent yours in, and they're going to give you a new one, right?
Yeah, they haven't sent it back yet, but
yeah, I have heard some people like saying that they're sending theirs in and they're just getting a refund, or they only offer a refund, and that's ridiculous. It's like, you make a set amount, you have to understand that some people are going to have issues, have spare parts,
You might get a Megazord.
Yeah, or that would be
that
awful.
Happens. All bets are off. I'm going crazy on YouTube if they do that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're going to send a replacement.
If that happened, you should pull your weight and get Mark Clonus involved. So,
though, if you do get a Megazord, let me know.
Also from Victory, I got my Galaxy Shuttle, who is just an Astro Train repaint retool. But I like him. I like the Astro Train mold. And
Yeah.
What's
what was that
retooled?
thing?
Figure out a year.
No, not figure of the year, but just a very good repaint. This is from Victory. This is Galaxy Shuttle. He's part of the
Yeah, what's retooled on it?
the head sculpt is different, and I thought somebody said there was a detail or two that were different, but for the most part, it looks exactly the same as Astro Train outside the head. So,
And the thing.
and the paint, yeah. I mean, I don't see anything. The paint on it's really sharp. Like they did a really good job. There's metallic blues in here that really pop in person, especially on the back. I really like this blue paint. Same with the visor, and I like the fact that most of the black is painted. Well, not most of it. A lot of the black is painted, but still recommended. Let's see, official transfer. Oh, I also got. I had this guy in my pile of loot forever, Magnificus. So he finally shipped. I waited for Holiday Optimus Prime to come in. I love this guy. I really like him. I don't know. I really like a lot of these holiday themed paint jobs they've done, and it's just really cool to get one that's a like. I think everybody knows at this point this was supposed to be Amazon Prime. Apparently that deal fell through, and this is a licensed Volvo truck, which, if you're wondering, like those are the big 18-wheelers that Amazon uses, were the Volvo trucks. So
Maybe it's still coming in there double dipping. For the
I
holiday.
think that might be it. I think that they might be double dipping, and I think they'll try and make this combat hero Optimus Prime.
I didn't know they had a deal.
Yeah. There's been exclusive Transformers with Prime Day for a number of occasions. They did that Earthrise Optimus Prime, like the dead Optimus Prime, and he even had like the battle damaged head and chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say there were a couple more for Prime Day, but I can't remember them off the top of my head.
You got to pay for that new headquarters in Northern Virginia.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Was that it for Transformers? I think that was it for Transformers. Also, I finally got Cyclops. I got the VHS one. I know he's posed all funny. He was having fun on the live stream with
I'm
Kato
hoping
and
we get a
Deluxe.
retro card, non-cell shaded one.
The cell shading on this one is not egregious at all, and
And you could just wipe it off with alcohol.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. But I just didn't have a Cyclops. I passed on that 3-pack because I have so many damn Wolverines. I just did not need another Wolverine. But I need a Cyclops. I need a Jean. I'm sad that VHS Jean has a terrible head sculpt. Let's see. I also got my Crimson Guards in.
I love him.
Yeah, this is a really, really, really good figure. Really, really good. I also got Dusty and Zorana. I have Dusty here. I can't remember where I put Zorana. She might be downstairs still, but I have those. Oh no, she's over there. It's out of reach. I also randomly happened to find the Duke and Ram cycle, and I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I do. This is a much better set than Breaker, to be honest. In person, the Ram cycle here looks amazing. Like the gradients and all the paint on this, they really did not show in the initial photography. There's a lot of tampo work on here. And if you don't have Duke, this is actually a halfway decent version of Duke. Like the Tiger Stripe pants just don't really look like Tiger Stripe pants as much as they look like fatigues. So I really, really highly recommend this. A buddy of mine, he doesn't have a Duke, and he was gonna buy one of the initial ones that inflated price. I was like, just wait for this one, and then they're gonna do inevitably a retro card back version of Duke, and you'll be able to get him again. Patience saves pockets.
So does that bike feel the same as Breakers?
Oh, it's
Okay.
exactly the same as Breakers. Like that kind of the thick rubber tires. Everything feels the same as it did for Breaker. I thought the bike felt fine. I still think that the Cobra coil feels more substantial than the Ram cycle, but I didn't think this felt bad at all. And I don't know, there's just a lot more.
I couldn't pull it off, but that would look really good in Wreck-Gar colors.
It would. It really would. That'd be a good crossover. Let's see. Oh, thanks to T-Man, I got myself a Super Saiyan Goku from Figwares. Looking forward to opening him up. And I also have to fish out my regular Goku so they can go together. And lastly, like everybody else, I got Fans Toys Jive. I have not transformed mine yet. I'm a little worried too. But question, I haven't seen anybody talk about this. Is there a way for these knees to lock in? Because mine don't seem to want to get forced them.
Yeah, it's just a bitch the first time.
Okay. So, yeah.
Once you do it a couple of times, it becomes easier. Much like lots of things in life. But they've got, your figure should already have, okay, this is not going to help with the metaphor, but your figure should already have some lube on it.
Yes.
Yeah. So make sure that there's plenty of lube, and then just press and get some leverage, and you should be fine.
I have silicone gel. Or
you'll feel that click when it gets in place.
Yeah. Target's got lube if you need it.
Wait, we're still talking about locking the knees, right?
Secret of the Use Shredder. I got my ultimate Secret of the Use Shredder. I just happened to randomly come across him in Walmart, and I was very happy that he is not of the inflated price. He was $28 at Walmart. So cool. Check your Walmarts. And he comes with a lot of stuff. I mean, granted, he's not that big of a figure, but he comes with the flower bouquet, sword, a sheath, or I guess a scabbard, staff, 2 ooze containers, and 4 additional hands. So, and I did open him up, and I love the face sculpt on this. When you take the face guard off, he's got all the scars from me in the trash compactor. So, and the previously mentioned mic. So, hopefully, I'm sounding better to you all out there. I guess we'll go ahead. We'll get into it. So we're going to be doing top 5s. We debated how we wanted to do this, whether we want to do like Transformers, third party, the non, and I think we just kind of landed on we're just going to do our top 5 figures of the year and why, and have some commentary around it, have some fun, and after we get through that, maybe talk about our highlights and maybe some of our least favorite figures or biggest disappointments of 2022 if we have time. But we're just gonna have fun, talk about this year, because it's been a wild year. So I guess we'll kick it off. Dave, we'll start with you.
No. Okay. This has definitely been a cool year. I definitely have my top 5, and I will. You mentioned highlights, good, because I do have some. I mean, I know we don't have room for honorable mentions, but I definitely had stuff that hopefully I'll be able to get to later. In no particular order. I definitely want to go with from NECA, their Universal Monsters Mummy. This is an absolutely fantastic figure. Just the detailing on it, he was very photogenic. The proper accessories, face sculpt nails it. So if you're into the horror stuff, this is an absolute must buy, and he is at Target.
And they were smart enough to release the accessories kit when they had all those promo pictures with all the cool accessories that they didn't sell with it in the first place.
Exactly. Well, even
at least they came out.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm glad they offered it, and they did it smartly. If you didn't want to, they didn't inflate the price of the figure. They just said, if you want them, here's a box set.
Exactly. Reveltech, the Shodoroki, actually, this completely of the line, I think, is one of the best they made. Not only for My Hero Academia, I was torn between this and the Deadpool 2.0, but I think really his presentation is stellar. He just this blows the McFarlane out of the water, and I can't afford it, but god dang it, I want to get the Hawks and the Endeavor so bad from this line. I mean, My Hero and Rebel Tech just go beautiful together, and his accessories are fantastic.
Like peanut butter and chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, for the nerds out there that are going crazy, it's Shoto Todoroki.
Anyway, the guy who's half fire, half ice.
Right.
This
Wait, is
gonna
this the
sound
whole
weird.
list, or are we doing honorable mentions right now?
Huh?
Are you
Are
moving?
we
to your
doing
list?
honorable mentions, or are you doing your whole?
No. This is my top 5. These are my top 5s.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing it back to back to back. I thought one person was going to show one thing and then.
No, it's good.
Oh,
Good.
let's just wing it. I think. Go, Dave. You're freezing.
Yeah, I think. From the G.I. Joe Classified line, there's been a lot of good figures out, but of all of them, believe it or not, no, it's not Serpentor. The Outback figure,
Really?
I think, is my favorite. Yes.
Wow.
This guy, first of all, he's accessible, which in itself makes it a wonderful thing. He's a repaint, but the way he's designed is going to justify, even if you get both of them, it works out really well. Technically, it could be 2 different characters. His detail is perfect.
That's
His
doing it.
accessories are perfect. Everything about this is a balanced figure. He has personality. He photographs gorgeous, and he's a near flawless figure. So, I mean, Dusty is good and all, but like I said, if I was boring, the Crimson Guard also really well. But I think this guy, you could put him.
Did you not get Slaughter?
Oh, I've got Slaughter too. Slaughter has, and well, if you watched my reviews, Slaughter was not flawless. This guy was near flawless. I mean, I wasn't a fan of Slaughter having the pin joints, to be honest. Repaint, whatever. You get where I'm going with this. And like this guy here, as opposed to like the Python Patrol bats and everything, the Tiger Force is not obnoxious. Like this is he's fine as is. He doesn't look like he just stands out. So yeah,
It's a nice contrast.
Yeah. So of the Joes, this guy's my guy, my winner. Even though I just got him, the Mezco Constantine figure is absolutely amazing. I've been waiting for this for ages, and he just did not disappoint. Constantine is not everybody's cup of tea, but he absolutely was mine. And this, for a high-end figure, I mean, I don't have a lot of Mezcos, but I mean, I did pick up, for example, the Rumble Society P40, the Hawk figure. He's a better figure. So I absolutely love this. And finally, for number 5, and this was what I was really agonizing over, but I'm going to give it to MDLX Bumblebee.
Oh,
I thought about it.
Again, another pretty much near flawless figure. I mean, yes, he's definitely better than the Prime, and I think I got the Cliff Jumper on pre-order, so they're going to look good back to back. Sorry, Sony. I was trying to find a lot of stuff that nobody else would have. That's why I picked.
Everyone.
Hell was
okay.
that?
Oh, that was me doing a Dave. I tossed a box. Sorry. I thought it was on mute.
I thought it was the fact that I didn't pick Serpentor that you just fainted.
No, but all my figures did stay in one spot, so it's a bonus.
That's awesome. Better than my Power Rangers. But yeah, so MDLX. That would probably be my top 5 of near flawless figures that I just sat there and I am so happy I spent the money and have this in my collection. Zero regrets, 0 second thoughts. I hold it, I'm yes, yep. No regrets with any of these figures, and that was my criteria.
All right.
That's
very
easy.
cool. All right, next up, Matt. Are you ready?
Okay.
Yes, I am. So I didn't follow the no honorable mentions rule because I just had one.
I've got honorable mentions. I'm just not using them.
Well, I'm using them. So my one honorable mention is actually Outback because I wasn't expecting to like. I don't give a shit about Outback. I don't care about this character. But
I want to
this
meet the person who's
Fantoys
like, "That's
figure-
my favorite Transformer."
But this figure is fun to transform. It looks great in both modes, and I'm glad that I got it. So that's my honorable mention.
Awesome.
Top 5. Number 5 begins with Monocrat Megatank because holy shit, this thing is impressive and well painted, and it fits. It doesn't fit in with a damn thing I collect, but I'm glad I have him because it's a good centerpiece, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Number 4 is a Mezco from earlier in the year. It's my favorite Mezco figure, and that's Atticus Doom is my favorite Mezco that I have right now. He's I like the what's the word for it? Like the
Eldrick?
no, what's the Addams Family is kind of like what do you call it? Not ghoulish, but
Gothic?
macabre,
Lovecraftian?
macabre and Lovecraftian, yeah, and Gothic, and it fits the bill. It's got great accessories. It's not overdone. It's up there. It's good. That's number 4. Number 3 is a cheat because I can't decide which one I like better. So it's going to be Legend Scale Jetfire. So it's going to be one of these two. We're just going to say that it's both of them. So this is the New Age and this is the Magic Square I just got in today, and I love them both for different reasons. But yeah, so number 3 is Legend Scale Jetfire. Number 2, and I'm only going to go over this real quick because I think T can probably talk about it in better detail than me. But pickup that I got this week is this would be one of my. I would probably put this as one of my favorites as my favorite of the year. If I'd have gotten him a little bit earlier and was able to sit on it, but there's probably a little bit of new, figure excitement around it. But he is damn near perfect. And this is here. Oh my fucking God. This thing is amazing. This is the Bro Toys. I don't know what they call it. They have a third-party bullshit name. It's Barrett Wallace from the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Berserker Beretta.
Thank you. I'm sure T's going to have a full review on this guy, but it is one of the best cloth goods figures I have ever had the privilege of handling. It's amazing. So look for that. I'm sure T will have a review up on his channel sometime in the near future or distant future, depending on how he feels. My number 1 figure, and I'm really sorry, Sony, but you and I feel very differently about this guy. But the Magic Square 02, their MP Prime version 2 is my favorite figure of this year, hands down. It was an easy decision. It feels cheap. I'm gonna agree with Sony on that, but the things it can do and the way it looks in both modes is mind-blowing, and I love everything about it. And if this had come out a few years ago, I would have a lot less primes in my collection because I wouldn't need to own them. So this one, and that's what I have coming in next week, I think, is the Nemesis version, hopefully next week. But this guy is my hands-down favorite figure of the year. That's me. That's all I got. Quick and easy, like me. That's all I got.
Oh, 0. Hey, you gotta wave. 0, you're on mute.
I'm getting used to this new mic. I think there's some trolling on the buttons there. I guess I was on mute and I didn't get my double dipping comment out. I was surprised. I don't think Matt double dips too often.
Hello.
I do have like 13 primes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, we're gonna go to Sony.
All right. So I'm gonna cheat today because I haven't made my video yet, my top 5 video, and just so you know, just transparency. That's like my number 1 viewed video every year. So I'm not gonna double dip and go over Masterpiece today. But I have plenty of other figures that made it into the top 5 that aren't masterpieces or aren't new masterpieces. This is my favorite G.I. Joe figure ever made.
Really?
Yes. I love this thing. So one of the things I like about this, and you guys probably don't like it, but
I love it. But
he's big and chunky, and he just feels significant. I don't know how to explain it, but like, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like I went to the store and bought a retail figure. It feels like something special. And then the vehicle, of course, I'm a vehicle collector only, and this vehicle is the best vehicle so far that we've gotten. Frankly, I think the coil bike is terrible. The breaker bike is okay, but I just, who was it? Matt? Whoever was saying that or was it Zero? The Duke bike?
the Ram bike, yeah.
Ram bike, yeah. So because you showed it on camera and I saw all that paint, I bought that. But this is definitely my favorite G.I. Joe of the whole year. Easily. This is also another cheat because it's a custom, but I did buy it this year. It's my custom Alpha Trion. It doesn't transform, so it's only an action figure. This was made by Get Right Robot, and it's basically made from X-Transbot's Scourge. And yeah, what can I say? We haven't gotten an Alpha Trion, so
I don't think you would need one with that thing. That thing looks perfection.
yeah, I don't.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Sony, but when you got that, didn't you wasn't it picked up as news that it was a coming out third-party Alpha Trion at first?
I don't know.
That's how I first saw it. I thought somebody.
I think you're right, man.
Yeah, as someone was like, "Oh, here's a new third-party MP Alpha Trion," and really, it was just him.
There is a third-party Alpha Trion out there by Like Toys, so they made it.
Nah, this was. I think it was this one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, this is easily top figures. This is in no order, by the way. I'm just going random. The next one, I guess I'll grab it, but it comes with this guy right here.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bringing it.
That's heavy. Blitzwing Voltron. I love this thing. I will never need another Voltron. Unfortunately, I have the 3-0 already pre-ordered and fully paid, so I'm going to get it whether I like it or not. But there's no way. There's no way anything is going to beat this ever again. I mean, it's just incredible. It lights up. It's got the minifigures. It's got the pilots inside.
Doesn't it have plates to cover the lion arms?
Oh, it does. Yeah, I took the plates off because someone said, "Hey, I wish it could be displayed without the plates because I like the look of the legs." I was like, "You can," and then I made it short.
I was gonna say that's the whole fucking point of the thing.
That's the whole point of the
It's the first Voltron that actually covers the legs.
Right. So I'm gonna put the covers back on, but
okay, good.
Amazing
That's wrong.
figure. If I had to pick a number one thing that I bought this year, that would probably be it. But
to be fair though, that thing
here.
does pay for like an entire line of collecting all by itself.
Yes.
That's true.
I haven't opened the Magic Square. By the way, the reason I'm including this is because it's Legends, and I'm not going to do a Legends video, so it's easy to do. And you're seeing a sneak preview of the effects parts from New Supply. But this is New Age Skyfire, or Firefox, whatever the name is.
Firefox. Yeah.
I love this figure. Now, I haven't opened the Magic Square, but right now, this is my favorite Legends of 2022. It's so well done. Proportions, everything. Yeah, I wish it came with a little bit more, but I got it for a good price, so I'm okay with it. But there's a look at that sword if you're interested. And there's a little arm missile right here.
I don't want to step on your preview, but does one of your pictures had a swoosh effect with that sword? Does that come with that? You don't have to. You can show it off in your video. I was just curious.
Yes, it comes with a second sword that has a swoosh effect, so it looks like he's like striking, with the
cool
sword. Looking
forward to it.
All right, and I have one more. I think I did 5. I don't even know if I did 5. This guy. So this is a repaint of Fans Hobby Cap. This is the Fans Hobby exclusive from TFCon LA. One of the reasons I like it is they redid the whole head. So it looks a lot like Pyro, of course, but they painted it too. So they didn't just go cheap on this one. They actually painted this figure. There's a lot more paint on this than the official release from Fans Hobby. So again, this is not going to be in my video because it's not a new release. It's a repaint. Also, another thing they did, which I thought was really cool, is right here. It's hard to see, but it's stamped. So they stamped the number.
Yeah.
So they're not going to make any more. It's only 600. And so you get a number out of 600 and that's it. So that it's not going to be like MMC where then it shows up at TF Source and BBTS and everywhere else. This is it. That's all they made. So I really like this figure.
I agree with you. When you get good head, it's an experience you want to hold on to.
Good head. And then this is not a 2022 figure, but I already showed it. Happy to finally be done with this Grail. Collected my Toy Dojo exclusive.
Now the thing is, if you're on that sort of Fans Toys kick, are you going to get FTO1?
No, I don't have MPO1 anymore, so there's no reason to have FTO1 because it's the trailer for it. So kind of pointless.
I can never get rid of my MPO1. That was just so many good memories associated with the day I bought that thing.
I think that's it for me. So the MP stuff I'm gonna save for my video. So sorry.
All good.
No,
That's it.
Next up, Mike. And he's on mute.
Holy 2020 Batman.
Even better.
Unmute.
Oh, sorry. This is Zoom calls. COVID. Yeah. Okay, so let's just roll right into some of the stuff here. So, honorable mention, and so we'll start with a Deformation Space Blaster. It's DS's swan song for now. Paid full price, and then 2 weeks later he was half price. But he has fantastic articulation. Even though he's not painted, he still reminds me of everything I loved about him in the cartoon and in the movie. So I'm so happy I have him. Next, in no particular order, thanks to enablers like Dave and T-Man over 2022, I fell more and more into getting the action figure kick. And when I got this lovely lady, thanks to T-Man, she instantly became one of my favorite G.I. Joe characters. She's built fantastically. She looks gorgeous, and she's so much fun to play around with. And for starting into the whole YouTube quagmire, she has been my most successful impressions video so far. So I am so thankful to have had her, and she has a special place. Weapons. She does. I mean, that knife that has the red tint to it.
Yeah,
love it, and I love that.
Great.
I know the modern head's really cool, but I just love that retro head or hair on her.
Have you been tempted to get a second one so you can have like?
I can't tell you what I'm sitting here watching Dave's videos on customizing and stuff. I picked up multiple Tomax and Zaymots and 2 of the Marvel Legends Leatherheads so I can do the business suit look. I just haven't had time to do it, and I still have to finish the chroming on my other 2 figures that I talked about in a previous episode. Next, as the official XTV apologist, I have to say my next favorite figure is Rig.
I can't believe.
And the reason I love this guy is because his transformation was the first one that I really didn't have a heartache, bitch, moan, or anything. I can transform this guy back and forth without a hitch.
Yep.
And that followed on through 2022.
Well, no,
all
he
the
has a hitch.
releases.
He has a hitch.
Ah,
Right.
Yeah.
This guy. Let's have a drink for that one.
Drinking.
But yeah. So I had to say 2022 for Fans Toys for the figures that I picked up. Which the only one I didn't pick up is Hitch because I don't care about the character that much. And I have XTV, so that's what works for me. And that was one of the figures I picked up with Sony for my first TF Con, so I can't really get rid of him. So yeah, I mean, I know Jive kind of soured a little bit for me for the rest of it, but overall, I have to commend Fans Toys for consistent, great releases for this year. But because I have my roots, I have to say this guy is one of my favorites. This is the Dante mold, and I liked it so much I bought it twice in regards to Holler, which I'm too lazy to grab back behind me. But this figure, it's a great mix of toon plus toy. It's an aesthetic I love. I'm not completely toon centric for my collection. I like a little bit of a mixture of things, and this guy fits the bill. So good pickup. If you are still interested in getting this guy, I'm sure because it's extra spots, there's plenty to go around on all the websites.
Aquateki says are Huffer's forearms yelling? I didn't think they did. I think it was just a reflection.
No, it's the paint. They did a kind of, I want to say a bronzish silver paint. It looks fantastic, and no, there's no yellowing or chipping.
it's his lighting.
Yeah, it's being down here in the workshop, and it's not the greatest lighting. But trust me, if you get him, you'll not be disappointed. With that, shoot, what do I have? So I already showed this guy, but I have to applaud again the custom work and the people that have been on the ERC page showing their talents. This is just an example, and this is what I strive for in regards to what I'm going to try to do with all this mess over here. Once I get my last shelf in, I want to start focusing on building scenes that bring these characters to a little more life and tell the story. And what was that, 5 or 4? I don't know. But my number one, and this is where I get sappy, and I apologize in advance, but it is not the toys. It's not the companies, it's the people. And 2022 has been fantastic because I have met more gracious, generous people, including these guys this year. And I cannot say enough about the great, even T and even Matt, even though his OnlyFans page is really, really shaky some days.
Look, man, content is hard to produce every
for.
single day. Okay, these guys.
Because he keeps putting a tripod on the mattress.
Well, the midgets have to. You got to go a certain level. You got to go Dave scale to see the midgets.
Fuck you!
I was gonna say, I like legend scale.
Yes, but honestly, that's my 2022 best. Is knowing you guys, meeting you face to face. It's made this collecting experience so much fun, and I can't wait to continue on into 23 with you guys. So that's all I got.
Very cool. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you and your wife this year. So I'm really looking forward to 2023 and hopefully opening up my home a bit more. So. Next up, you know him, you love him, and you'll probably also click on his own top 10 or 5 video of the year. T-Man, what do you have for us?
If I actually do that. But
I think you will.
I don't think you will.
You will.
Honorable mention. I haven't put this thing down. Ragsy from Fortnite Victory Royale series.
I gotta come back to my honorable mentions, just so you know.
But he's commanding the air. Serpentor, and this isn't in any order. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I always get pressured into these lists and I grabbed the things that I'm the most happiest that I bought this year, or that I couldn't put down once I picked it up. But the Serpentor is awesome. Like, it costs a whole lot, so it better be awesome. You get everything you need pretty much. Only thing you don't get, and I mentioned this in the review, is extra hands. But any type of accessories that it comes with, he should have come with it. And yeah, he's great. He's awesome. This one I'm going to show next because it's not brand new to this year, but it was definitely a grail and something I barely put down once I purchased it. But the SH Figure Arts Rising Hopper from Kamen Rider right here. The anatomy is like perfect. The way it's sculpted is perfect. And it just looks like a real guy in a suit to me. Anyway.
The colors
does look really cool.
The colors are so cool.
That's the main reason. When I saw it, I was like, I don't know who that is. I mean, I know I've heard of Kamen Rider and Ghost Rider. I mean, I'm not Ghost Rider. What was
the Masked Rider?
Masked Rider, yeah. Right.
Yeah. But you have heard of Ghost Rider.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you backed the car.
No, I didn't back.
By the way, the current Kamen Rider series is very good. I can highly recommend it.
Also, Merry Christmas, Niles. Thank you for hanging out with us.
But he is cool and definitely looks cool in person. I just got, two of the things on the list I just got. So, you know what? Since Matt already spoiled it anyway, I'm going to put him out here. But Barrett right here from Final Fantasy VII Remake is, like Matt said, pretty much a masterpiece. Like, you can't believe that this isn't official. The face sculpt, the eyes, which you're not going to be able to see, they perfectly ripped it off. Come on. Probably because my face is at the screen too. Yeah.
Take his
whatever. There's pictures online of this. Matt knows the name of the company. I didn't even know that, to be honest.
Road Toys.
Because what I'm seeing on the box, I don't even see that. It says BMS, and some other crap.
And he's a 1/12 scale, right?
He is.
Yes. So
he's just a big guy. It looks like he could be 7-inch.
Yeah, he's taller than the average Marvel Legends height.
I'm pretty sure he's at least 12-inch.
Gotta be some jokes.
I'm pretty sure that it's more than just a gun hand. Don't you worry about that.
Does the gun hand rotate?
Yeah,
it comes off.
Comes off.
It does rotate.
Oh, yeah, it does rotate. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
But he has the little claw hand and this hand, and he comes with a hand to put on there if you want that. But another thing that's not surprised, I'm gonna leave the surprise one at the end, I guess. But Fans Toys job, maybe. The transformation is not fun, but this thing looks like it jumped out of the freaking cartoon. It feels good. It has great articulation. The face is damn near, it's like perfect, to be honest.
And that water slide looks great.
Yes, water slides went on nicely on both modes. The vehicle mode looks awesome. I just put up a review, so you get to see my opinion. And they gave him purposeful and great ab crunch. And then he has the secondary ability to loosen up the butt to get an even higher kick.
Oh God, there's gonna be a joke there.
Oh yeah, the feet. The main thing when I saw the feet, like no other jazz toy has been able to get the feet to look like the cartoon, and they were able to do it. So I'm happy about that. But This isn't number one, but it is something that once I got it, thank you, Sony. I have not been able to put it down, and I've been posing it all around because it's, and you can't believe that it's a model kit with the Flame Toys wind blade right here.
Awesome.
Like, she is crazy dynamic. And if it wasn't a model kit, it would be 100% perfect, but it is as close to perfect as can be for being a model kit.
I assume you guys talked about the KO coming out of that.
I don't remember that.
Some company is making pre-assembled with better materials
Die cast.
of that. It's the exact same figure.
Oh, did they change the butt? Because Twitter caused them to make her have a flat butt.
Oh, so it's not America's ass.
It's just
No,
material.
it is far from America's ass. It is
I love
definitely it's China's ass all the way.
I love to see the alternate reality where Elon bought Twitter earlier, like when that fiasco happened, and then Joe got him to reverse court, and she came out with the gargantuan ass instead.
Yeah, or it was at least more round than it is, and they messed it up for us. Now the Aeon Flux butt.
We can't
The
have
kit came out at $80 because like half of the kit was ass.
But yeah, that was 5 things, I believe.
Oh well, we do have to mention the family connection now between you and Dave, because you guys have the same features for your selfie series.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they're identical.
Now I'm surprised. I was wondering whether T-Man selfie series was going to make the list or an honorable mention.
If it was a full-on action figure, I mean, it is technically if I kept it on the Black Panther body, but then I had to take points off because I hated it on that body. But yeah, that will get an honorable mention.
You'll have to see if he fits on rollout, because that was one of the reasons too why I picked it.
No, rollout's too dark.
Ah.
I mean, it probably could fit on there technically since I threw it on the other guy, but the rest of his complexion is way too dark. So.
Mike, what I'm talking about in the chat, those are all dad jokes. I'm sorry.
All right, you got me. Thanks.
Lance is apparently dealing with the Grinch.
Zero is last.
I am last, but I'm gonna kick it out with a few honorable mentions. I'm not gonna spend too much time on them. I don't like making repaints part of my top 5s, and as long as we've been doing the show, I think I've been saying, like, Fans Toys, where's or anybody really, where is my toy Galvatron? I love the comic toy color scheme for Galvatron. I was super happy that not only did we get Sovereign this year, but we also got the Generation Selects version of Galvatron, the toy, the Generation Selects Legacy or Kingdom Galvatron, whichever you want to call it. I love how this guy looks, and on my shelf I have him next to the toy version of Megatron, and the two just look great together. So I'm glad to have a couple Galvatrons in this deco, and I've even been tempted to get the Super 7 one, the reaction, just to kind of have carded. Wouldn't open it, but just to have carded. But it would have to be like $10 on clearance for me to pull the trigger on that. My next honorable mention, you guys are going to be, I don't know if people are going to gripe on this one, but my honorable mention is actually Serpentor. I love this figure. It is damn near perfect, but it just if we were splitting it out by like action figures, and Transformers and action figures, this would be on my list. But he's just an honorable mention. Love him though, absolutely love him. And then we'll do one Marvel one as well. And I'm surprised this didn't make Dave's list because I thought he was toying with it. no pun intended. That'd be the Venom 3-pack with Agony, Riot, and Venom. Man, if I had these as a kid, I would have fucking lost it, because this is about
my review. You'll kind of know why. I mean, it's a great Venom. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have pinless, and but the Eddie Brock face sculpt. I mean, both of these. I wish he had a third face sculpt, like the more McFarlane style one, where he's just doing the grin. But yeah, I absolutely love that set. It's awesome to have. So I'll go ahead and I'll get into and this is in no particular order. My top fives here. Number one, I've talked probably 5 times already saying how I love MMC this evening, between this stream and the one I was on with Kato and Deluxe. And if this is to be the swan song for Reformatted, I know we still are getting a remold or retool of this mold. This is their Continuum DZF. So this is the IDW version, and I love this ball mace here. It doesn't stick on the best, but I love that it's there, and it's sharp and pointy. This is just such a fun figure to pose, transform. It's simple. It's built really well. It's got a lot of presence. The colors just pop. I love all the gold detailing that he has. This sword is just so badass. I love how it's got like the Decepticon insignia kind of on the hilt. Just everything about this guy is awesome. And if you didn't back the HasLab one, I highly recommend, if you want a G1 style in like a chug scale, get this. I mean, and just to show you, if you did back Victory Saber and you didn't want to go through, I mean, these two, this is a really good scale. These two guys, and he's cheaper than a little bit cheaper than the HasLab. You know, when it comes to like taxes and shipping and everything. But yeah, this is just an amazing piece. Very happy with it. Plus, he's got posable fingers. Your HasLab is not going to have them. So, you know, this is a strong recommend, and just a figure that has stayed in my office. I've been continually messing with him since I got him. Actually, I say he stayed in my office. I actually put him on the shelf the other night. Now here he is back again in my office. So big testament to that. Also, much like Matt, Monocrat Megatank. I got this figure earlier in the year, and I've put him with my 3-0 figures, the deluxe scale ones from the Bumblebee movie, and just this figure really has it all. I mean, it's got heft. The materials are amazing. I mean, he's got ratchets for days. The silver paint with like this, like, I don't know what kind of tint they put on this, but yeah, the wash or airbrush or whatever it is, it's just amazing. Like, I love how like the joints don't break. When I say the joints don't break, I mean like when you bend his knee, like there's detail that comes out. Same with the elbow. I think really the only spot where they didn't make it totally like 3-0 is like, you know, he does have the 3-0 thing where like the spine kind of comes out, but it's not fully sculpted. But still, like, this was based off of concept art, and they made a transforming figure, and it's fun to mess with. It's fun to transform. It feels super solid and sturdy. Lights and up. It's he does light up. I would say that's probably like my one gripe is how the lights work. He works like some of the older 3-0 figures where like you actually have to take the headpiece off. Mm-hmm. Well, I say some of the older, but you know, just this year I got the the Bayverse Megatron. I'm sorry, the Bayverse Optimus, and you have to take his head off to get the lights to work, or the top of the head off. This neck is amazing. Like they did this thing where like the neck is on like a double hinge, and like you can get like the attitude out of him because it's on a ball joint, but it's also on a hinge. Even if you're not like, if you're a Megatron collector, this is a great piece to pick up. And yeah, the fusion cannon lights up too. I wish that like the fusion cannon just has a button on here. I wish they could just put something onto the head to get that the same way. But yeah, and the price too. I got this guy off Shozy. I think he was just a bit over $100 at the time.
Wow.
and the detailing on the sword. I mean, I can keep gushing about this thing. It's awesome. It's amazing. And if you just want like a really cool big Megatron on your shelf, or if you're collecting the Bumblebee stuff, granted, I know that's all going to go into the Bayverse now because retcons and all, but amazing figure. Really recommend him. So that was number 2. Number 3, I love Fans Hobby. And I liked their Armada Optimus, but that thing, I had to like basically wait a year for the fixes to come out. And when they came out with their Armada Megatron, I was like, yeah, please, for the love of God, please learn from your mistakes. This guy came out flawless.
Is it green? So it looks brown.
It's my green screen that's making him look olive. I mean, he isn't like the darkest of greens as it stands. So yeah, the colors are a little off because StreamYard and my green screen. Because I mean, if you actually believe I'm at Fap Studios, well, that's the magic of the internet. I am not at Fap Studios, but rolling rubber tires. Like, they kept all of the gimmicks from the original toy except for the sounds, which I'm okay with. I mean, even just the silliest of stuff, like you rotate this piece, and it makes the cannon move in and out and light up. Like, the thing I love about Fans Hobby is like they take gimmicks and they're still here, they're still fun, there's play value, but they kind of de-kidify them, if I'm going to make that a word, where they're more features instead of gimmicks. And I love that, because they have a way of making toys not toyetic, in a sense where they appeal to collectors, but the gimmicks are still here and they're fun, and you don't feel like you're going to break this guy messing with him. I love how his Minicon still forms a gun. I love how, like, hey, remember the hidden switchblade? Well, we're going to give him 2. Like, they take some liberties in the design, but not enough to ruin the identity of the character and really make it a detraction or hurt the sculpt at all. And the other thing too, I don't have batteries in them right now, but I just love how they use this metallic paint like Takara Tomy uses, but you also still get the light up eyes. I mean, I just don't have batteries in his head because I haven't put my replacement light module in there. So I do have to retract it. Mine didn't come entirely perfect. My LED came broken, but Toy Dojo fixed that for me pretty quick. And yeah, again, another figure near perfect, can't say enough nice things about, and I'm really looking forward to their Energon Optimus. Like, seeing the earlier reviews of that really has me hyped, and just can't wait to see where Fans Hobby goes next. I'm super excited for that double dealer as well. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Next up, yeah, I know Serpentor was an honorable mention. Sergeant Slaughter is my number 4 here. And yeah, he has pinned elbows, and that's a bummer. But for what you get for $35 with this guy, this feels very special. And the little action figure he comes with, all the hands, all the accessories, I just think the sculpt is nigh on perfect. I was really tempted to get that Valiverse one, and I probably still will, because I like the whole idea of having like an old Sarge and a young Sarge. I think that's really cool. It kind of has like this continuity to them. But when I was a kid, I just remember seeing the commercials and seeing the thing on the back of the boxes to get Sergeant Slaughter. And I loved wrestling at the time. I watched with my uncle, and I just never got the Sergeant Slaughter figure, but loved him in the cartoon. It was exciting. And then to get this figure really felt like a celebration of the character. The box, even though it was closed, it just had really cool art and pictures on there. And then when I got this guy, I just had so much fun messing with him and posing him around. And a buddy of mine who's a big wrestling fan, I was like sending him pictures and showing him holding the little action figure, and just really enjoy just how effortlessly this guy poses. I wish maybe he had like a yelling face, but still, like, you can get him into some really good poses effortlessly, and I just think he's going to be a standout on my GI Joe shelf when I get that set up. Hopefully next week I'm gonna finally have my shelf set up. But it was really hard because we got so many heavy hitters with GI Joe, and it was tough, honestly, choosing between him and Serpentor. But for me, it's got to be Slaughter. And if you're following Larkin's Lair, he's cooking up something really, really cool. So if you don't follow him already, he's in the chat talking about it now. Put a link where he downloaded the So he's actually printed up a triple T, and Slaughter fits right in there. So check that out. I think he's got a video up on his channel. Lastly, and this was a very easy one. This is my number one, and that is the HasLab Galactus. And this is such a cool figure. Getting this thing felt like an event. The packaging, super cool. I like how you get the heralds with them. You get effects pieces. You get alternate faces. You get a faceplate. You get the Doctor Doom. Speaking of Larkin, I actually have Doctor Doom here. So thank you very much, because I have a Fantastic Four set up now with the High Evolutionary and the Fantastic Four and Doom, and So
do you feel like opening this, you had the same experience opening Star Saber?
No. This was a better experience than Star Saber, because this thing comes in a box that's like an event to open, and the art on the box, like there's just a labor of love, and getting a figure that comes packed in styrofoam, and you have the 3 heralds and all the effects pieces. Like, I really enjoyed opening the Sentinel last year. This was just a much, much better experience than the Sentinel. I love the Sentinel, but honestly, like, as far as like characters go, I like the Sentinel as a character more. But getting this guy, just like when you see him, and like there's like transparent plastics in here, and I can't explain. Like, hopefully you'll get an opportunity to check this guy out one day. But like, all the texture work on here, like the texture work on the face, like this is just next level stuff. Like it's in keeping with Marvel Legends. It's really hard to explain. It's in keeping with Marvel Legends, but there's just like such a realism, like almost like a Hot Toys texturing and paint on this face. I need to swap out the batteries in the head, but like when the head's lit up and the chest is lit up, this thing has a presence that you can't really appreciate unless you see it in person. And it's a big figure. It's bigger than the Sentinel too. And then all the ratchets that you have in here, the elbows are ratcheted, the shoulders, even here, like I like the fact that they did all the layers, so nothing. And yeah, these are just unlike the Sentinel, he does not have stability issues. He is. If you see me like struggling here, it's very hard to do on camera with one hand, but he does not have stability issues. You really feel with this one, like you got what you backed.
How tall is he again?
I think 24 or 26 inches tall. I mean, he's a big guy. I mean, we'll bring out Dr. Doom again. Where did I set it? Right here. So bringing out Doom again. There he is.
So I asked that because I'd rather pay $300 or $500, or what'd you pay for this?
I think it was 3 something.
300. I'd rather pay $300,
400 maybe,
and get the Transformer experience that you just described. That's what I want.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think they tried with Star Saber. Now, and here's the thing, like the Sentinel was not perfect. Granted, that was their first Marvel Legends one. The first Transformers one was Unicron. And I really wish they would have learned, like, and when I talked to you about the QC issues, because I broke a piece of my Unicron and they replaced it effortlessly. with Star Saber, I keep hearing these stories about people being offered refunds or being told that, hey, we'll send you another one, and then they're gambling with whether or not they're going to get another one with QC issues. I would hope they would have learned with it. With Galactus, it felt like they learned from the Sentinel. Now, with my Sentinel, I fixed the QC issues, which was just loose limbs. I popped off the screw caps with a spudger, took a standard Phillips head, tightened them, good to go. Over time, will the joints loosen up? Maybe. But with Galactus, with everything being ratcheted, he just feels way more substantial. I mean, it really felt like an event and a high quality piece. It felt like, you got what you paid for. And, with Star Saber, while he's significantly cheaper than Unicron, it's still not cheap,
So Sony, you were asking about the experience that you had opening up Galactus. Did you have something similar to that whenever you opened up Unicron? I mean, did you feel like that was something?
That's an event, yeah.
Unicron, yeah.
I mean, you can't deny it. Like, you open it, it's gigantic. The way it's packed, it's in this big styrofoam.
I had trouble getting it through the front door of my old house.
You can't on experience.
Yeah.
Like, it's something you're not going to forget, when you open the box. Okay. When I opened Star Saber, it's just forgettable as anything I've opened.
To me, Star Saber felt like opening up any third-party figure.
Yeah. It's kind of other than the little cardboard artwork, that was nice. But
yeah, that was
other
cool.
than that, it was just another figure.
Now, it's funny you mentioned the artwork. That's the only thing wrong with mine, is that they dinged up the artwork.
Oh, that stinks.
But I mean, it's just a box. I mean, I'm sure somebody will make a print of that. But
anyway,
I felt like it was an experience when I opened it.
Now, we might not have them on hand, but do we want to talk like our most disappointing figure experience before we wrap up?
Sure.
We'll do round table.
So do you want to let Sony go first?
Yeah, we'll let Sony go first.
Okay. I actually have to but
I can't.
And if you can't remember, that's okay.
No, I can remember. So it's not that it was a horrible figure, but it's because of my experience with it, and that was X-Transbot's Jansen.
Oh yeah.
When I opened it up, and it was not just the experience, but it's also what happened afterwards. So when I opened it up, the leg was, or not the leg,
no, it was the leg.
Yeah, the leg. The leg was just clean off. It was broken off. And, I had to wait. I couldn't review it, obviously, so I had to wait to get the new one. And I got the new one, and the new one had problems. The new one had all sorts of things going on with it. And then, people started saying, "Oh, you broke it on purpose," or you damaged it because you don't like X-Transbots. I buy a lot of I think I bought every X-Transbots figure this year.
That was me that started those rumors.
So, like, that experience of opening it and having it broken, then getting a second one and having that one have, other issues like these little C-clips, just an example, little things that break on it.
Yeah, because I did the pictures of the one I sent, and I was like, yeah, you can use this one because it had no issues. And then, like I said, as soon as you got it in there, after transforming it once and putting it back in the robot, that clip just kind of broke on me.
Don't dig at me because I don't have anything to show, but that was definitely it was also the reaction I got from the people when I showed it. They were like, "Oh, you did that. You made that." I was like, "I didn't do this. Just open the box." And actually,
I broke a $150 plus figure.
Right. Why would I pay that much money? So what that started is unboxings. So I started filming my unboxings, and that actually turned out as a good thing because now I guess people like it. They like unboxings. So I do that for every third-party figure. As long as it doesn't have a window box, I do an unboxing. But, yep, that was my most disappointing.
Right on.
I got some stuff now.
You got some stuff?
Yeah. I looked through my YouTube list. Now, I'm not going to say disappointing because I already expected it to be bad. But the Masterpiece train bots, like they're barely anything good about them besides the trains. But as far as actual disappointment, my Fortnite Cluck figure, the one that looks like a Easter egg chicken, the fact that he can't stand up by himself, like it's an awesome. When I pulled it out of the box, I was like, "This is awesome!" Like they put so much effort into the plastic and the paint, but when I tried to stand him up, he just can't stand up.
Why?
Just me and most of my Fortnite figure.
Well, Dave, you didn't like Condor, right?
Because of the way the proportions are, and that was disappointing. Them giving him the single jointed elbows.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that they're doing, like on this guy, he has single jointed elbows, but him and another figure I just got recently, they still have bicep swivel, and that goes a long way. Like when it's just single jointed and the arm just stays there, it makes it feel way more cheap. But when they at least still have bicep swivel, it feels better. There was another figure on the list, but I can't. Now I know those best action turtles are just boring. I was looking forward to them, but when I opened them, it was like, yeah,
kind of middle of the road.
And you knew what you were getting into with those.
Yeah, I knew they were going to be cheap options, but I saw the joints. I was like, they have the same articulation as a 6-inch figure, but the way the joints work isn't great. But that's it for me.
Hey, T, for Mariana, do you remember where you got that Mario poster behind you?
I think Matt got it.
Matt bought that for me for Christmas one year.
Oh.
Does he remember where he got it?
Matt,
Mariana, you have to send hot nudes to Matt, and then you get the Mario poster.
I think I got that poster on Redbubble.com.
Redbubble?
Redbubble, yeah,
Redbubble.
It's a UK based where independent artists can go and sell their. It's like Etsy, but I don't know. It's been years, so I don't know if that design's still going to be on there. That's where I got it from. So while I'm here, I'll talk about my. So this figure is the most. It's the most disappointing, and it's still one of my favorite pickups of the year, but it's not as good as I wanted it to be. And I don't know if I've ever talked about it on the show because I got it a little while back, but let's see if I can get that. Ooh. But that's the Bosho Toys Progenitor Date Masamune. It's beautiful. It's sculpted. It's got so many accessories to it. It's fairly cheap, all things considered. The problem with it is that it is not fun to mess with. When I first got it out of the box, the joints were some of the most uncomfortable joints I've ever messed with. Like they were tight. You can't get a good handle on it because there's so many moving parts and spiky bits and pieces of detail that can pop off. I will say that I did shock oil it when I got it out, and just 2 weeks ago I messed with it and it's a lot better. But I wish it had a little bit better tolerance right out of the box. Like it was bad enough to put me off from the figure for a while, which sucked because I was really looking forward to it. It's still a great figure, and I wouldn't return it or get my money back for it. I'm glad I have it, but it still was not the best experience right out of the box.
You just reminded me of my real disappointment. The McFarlane Samurai, not Samurai, but the Mecha Spawn figure. That one is terrible.
God. No, I mean, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy
it. I'll also say
Nobody
too
did.
Is that as far as like disappointing figures, 90% of the stuff that I buy, I do a lot of research for. I watch YouTube videos, I look up reviews. So usually I know what I'm getting into, and I try not to buy figures or keep figures that I'm disappointed with. So sometimes it's hard for me to come up with one because most of the stuff I have is stuff that's researched and known to be good. But still, that's it.
Right on.
You have both of these figures, Matt. This is a good head spot right here. The menace head on Bragsy.
I do have both those figures. I'll have to dig them out.
It looks awesome on this body. Anybody else want to go?
All right, Mike, Dave. Dave's
Dave,
ready.
you want to go first?
Hit me. Yep. When it comes to disappointing figures, I've got one semi-disappointing, and that was actually the Python Patrol stuff. And again, it's not the fact that they were bad figures. It's just with G.I. Joe, I hold them to a higher standard, and I thought the Python Patrol figures didn't quite make that standard. Actually, same with Dr. Mindbender. He's a good figure, but he didn't quite. I guess in terms of that WoW experience, I didn't quite get that. But if I was going to say something like real disappointment, it has to, in some ways, be Marvel Legends in general now, especially the last couple releases. From their barebone stuff. Well, actually, the biggest one for me was the Spider-Man Noir. Hands down, that figure actually upset me. I am glad I did not pay full price for that, because if I had, that would absolutely be the worst figure of the year. That figure, the Spider-Man Noir figure, they wanted to charge you $31 for it. I mean, I have a review on it. Only like 30 people have watched it, so I know not a lot of you have. It's a $30 figure that comes with a second Spider-Ham, which if you bought Spider-Man Noir, he was in the line of the Spider-Man movie. So if you're buying the Spider-Man movie, you already have the Gwen Stacy that came with the Spider-Ham. So it's not like you're missing a figure that they decided to throw in to raise it up to $31. Plus his accessories, or complete lack thereof, were horrible. His gun was way too small for his holster, so if you put it in the holster, you have to dig it out. The jacket, while the billowing effect looks good, he barely can balance unless you have him propped up against something. And they, again, wanted to charge you $31 for that, and it was a Target exclusive. So...
I didn't realize that was a Target exclusive wave.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a Target exclusive wave.
Oh, I didn't even realize he was a Target exclusive.
Yeah, he was a Target exclusive, and so a lot of people, they had to have him on pre-order for $31, and then of course Target holds that money for you as well. I mean, I was lucky to get him for $16, and then if I paid $31 and found out that someone got it for $16, dear Lord, would I be fuming? Yeah. So everything about that figure was fail, disappointment, bad execution. He's about 90% reuse and complete lack of accessories. And that's one of the biggest problems with Marvel Legends in general. They've been stripping everything down. And you go from handling a Marvel Legend to handling a G.I. Joe Classified. And then they just keep raising the prices and not raising the product. So, yeah. And I don't care what some people say of today's prices are not yesterday's prices. Guess what? Today's paycheck is still yesterday's paycheck.
Yeah. And on top of that, when you get something from Hasbro like Sergeant Slaughter, which is $4 more, and it's from the same time period where they're doing windowless packaging and everything.
Oh no, Sergeant Slaughter, I had no problem with it. His price was completely justified, and he's a licensed face. So you know what? The
licensing of the actor, like, yeah, 100%.
So that's it. So Marvel Legends are my disappointment. Specifically, Spider-Man Noir. Yeah.
What do you mean actor?
The actor that plays Sergeant Slaughter.
The talent.
No, that
he's real.
He was a voice actor. He was in the G.I. Joe cartoon. He played Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, Mike, are you ready?
Sure. So I'll start by parroting Dave's last statement there. Increasing costs across the board. We see it. we complain about it. We still buy them. Following through multiple times. to show kind of like where Dave's animosity is with the Viper Patrol. You can't see it that well, but like the paint, especially yellow, which yellow is hard to paint overall, but on this whole series with the Vipers and the Bats, it just was slapped on way too heavy and sloppily. And that's disappointing because, again, G.I. Joe Classified has been setting a benchmark of of most of the Hasbro stuff for when you buy something, you're kind of wowed by it.
Yep.
So I understand your frustration, Dave, especially leading into Marvel Legends and seeing some of the stuff. I picked up the Moon Knight, and even after you guys said about the cape and kind of like the cutting corners on it, yeah. So hopefully, 23 we'll get things working around, but I doubt it because corporations like money and we like figures, so we'll have to give and take to some point.
I think Hasbro messaging is kind of they're like, oh, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z to cut, but we want to increase profits.
Yep, and that's another thing we saw with the Classified series. I mean, good or bad, we got 6 or 7 figures within 5 weeks from Hasbro that were supposed to come out in 23. So what's going to happen for springtime? Are we going to hit another drought like we had before? So yeah, hopefully these corporations will start getting back on track with what they're going to do, and hopefully stick with what's going on, or actually announce that they're moving things up before you get the email from like Amazon or Hasbro Pulse.
If you even get the email.
Yes.
And then there's McFarlane, that just seems to be the most prolific fucking company on the planet, that you can just release everything at mostly reasonable prices. I mean, you could say what you want to about their figure. There's not a ton of reuse, and there's always, there's 1,000 Batmans, but they're painted well, they're decoed well.
Distribution's good.
You can, you're not worried about finding a figure.
Yeah.
They're always going to be out there.
Did any of you guys get that Batmobile car that's coming out soon? Yeah.
If you want it, it's
the rollcade.
Yes.
If you want it, it's on clearance at my Walmart right now for $50.
Good to know.
The new one?
Yeah, the new Batmobile that comes with the figure, the Nightmare Batman.
Yeah.
I don't.
What else is disappointing? QC overall from QC across the board. We have the example from Sony about his Jansen paint scratches, misconfigured transformations. Even from the pedigree companies, it's coming out a lot more often, and hopefully we as the consumers will kind of be more vocal and say, look, like you said earlier tonight, less money in the packaging and more money into having that person look at stuff before they leave.
Well, I say less money in the packaging, but when I get to mine,
last thing. And this is something I'm guilty of that I'm trying to change, but 22 was very much an unfortunate continuation of, while we have positive stuff happen, the negative stuff gets more press. And when I say that is in regards to the fact that we are adults, we are in this hobby, no matter what brand, no matter what style we like, no matter what an individual's financial situation is, the fact that we as a community kind of pick our sides, pick our corners is one thing, but when you start going after people's looks, families, or put the illusion of, well, if you're not buying this because you can't afford it, then you're not worthy. That I saw, that I fought against, and that I continue to never support. And hopefully we can squash that going into next year, because we all want the best. we all put money into this, and
Yeah.
the last thing we need is to tell someone that you're not at the same caliber because you bought something that I don't like. I don't give a crap what you bought.
Agreed.
We need that return.
100% agree.
If you like it, you win. Like we might riff on each other, for certain tastes, but
Come on.
yeah, we need that
Wifey
return.
pillows. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, I got some good memes.
So, but that's all I got right now. So.
Well said.
I was going to save a speech like that for the New Year's one, but very well said. Well said.
Well, I guess that leaves me.
Zero?
So mine's twofold. Number one is the Zap Megazord, which
You got zapped.
I got zapped.
Yeah,
even that. I sold my Soul Chigokin Megazord and Dragon Zord for the Zap. That was one of the most anticipated releases for 2022. What I got, the first one I got was a steaming pile of shit. Like the knees there was no way to lock the knees. The tolerances were super loose. There was a lot of paint defects. Like my T-Rex arm was fused in place because of paint, and it was fused in a way where you couldn't put the pterodactyl on. So like I had a Megazord that the only way I could make it a Megazord was to pop the T-Rex arm off of its post. And to put salt on the wound, Hasbro Pulse, where fans come first, they need to get their shit together. Like, yeah, have you ever seen that Rick and Morty episode where
get your shit together.
Yeah.
Go to the shit. Go to the shit shop. Take your shit. Put it all there and get it together.
So Unicron came out 2019 or was it 20? The HasLab was 2019, right?
Sure. I feel like it's more recent than that.
Yeah. So, but Hasbro Pulse in general, like they had Hasbro Toy Shop, they moved into Hasbro Pulse. How they operate the way they do is beyond me. First and foremost, if you order or pre-order stuff from them, the only way you can see what you have on order is to go in and click on that order number and get your items. And they'll email you like, "Oh, your order's on the way." Well, what's in my order?
Yes.
And they're the only company that operates like this. There are mom and pop brick and mortar or e-tailers that operate way better than they do, and they're a billion-dollar corporation. They are the largest toy company in the United States, and and then when I had issues with my Megazord, I was like, "Can I just get a replacement?" "Oh, we don't have any in stock." "You're the fucking distributor. Where is your stock?" "Oh, we don't have any in stock." "Well, we can offer you a refund." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not going to sit on this figure. This is too broken for me to compromise with." 3.5 fucking weeks later, they mailed me a check. No, 4.5 weeks, because it took a week for it to get to them, and then the process. And I'm like, "Where's my refund?" "Oh, sir, we mailed you a check." You're the number one toy company in the world. You can't just refund it to my goddamn fucking credit card? You have to mail me a goddamn check. So then not only do I have to wait for you to mail me the fucking check, I have to wait for it to clear. Not that I'm hard up on money or anything, but it's just like, this is how you operate. and so that like
you pre-order from them and then other stores get it first.
Right. And the funny part is I ended up getting the Megazord on a GameStop sale. I was like, I'm going to roll the dice on this again. And the worst case scenario is I take that Megazord to a GameStop if it doesn't meet standards. And not only that, but it was like 40% off. So I ended up actually saving money to get my Megazord replaced. And then I was like, if I have issues with it, I can just take it to GameStop and I ordered this online and I don't like it. Here's your money back right to your card. People can say what they want about GameStop. I personally like GameStop. But it's just funny that this is how they operate. This is how Hasbro operates, and their whole site. Well, fans come first. They certainly don't exude that.
So real quick, you just made me think of a great name for a toy store, and I'm gonna patent pen this. So when I open up my toy store, I'm gonna use it, and it's Brick and Morty.
Brick and Morty.
Yeah, I think
that's watch that be the name of an episode where Rick and Morty go to a toy store, and you're like, "God damn it!"
Or The Simpsons will have it.
God damn it. Yeah. Yeah, or
Okay.
yeah, it'll probably be a background thing in The Simpsons.
Anyway, go on.
So yeah, that's probably my if we're gonna do our Festivus airing of grievances, Hasbro Pulse being my number one, and that Megazord. Now I got my second Megazord, and it's okay. It's funny because like there are still like things on it that I don't like there's no locking point for the knees, but compared to how bad it could have been, it's like okay. But at the end of the day, I wish I had held on to my SOC Megazord and Dragonzord. I just wish I had done that. But
Now you know.
now I know. Knowing's half the battle, and
I did.
yeah. And I also got that black and gold one, which had 0 QC issues and has perfect tolerances. And I'm like, why wasn't that your standard release?
Was that the one with the NFT?
Yes, and you had to like cash out. Like they made you buy an NFT, and then you had to cash out the NFT through Wax Wallet, and then they sent you the Megazord itself. I'm sure that one will probably end up being worth something down the road because, like, I'm sure a lot of people are like, I don't fucking want to do this.
Oh, so you could have just kept the NFT.
Yeah, and then I had it figured.
Oh boy, I didn't.
And I was like, well, NFTs are going to be worthless anyway, so why not?
I know some people who spent $99. Never mind, I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, right.
Jump cuts.
I thought I had like another low point of the year, but I can't remember. It was just
that thing with their
Hasbro.
website. Like, even after they gave me my order number and told me I had something coming on the way, I still couldn't tell which figure it was.
Yeah, you have to
Like,
go
I
into your
had
email.
Cyclops and Spiral in that order. That's like, which one of them is coming? I still couldn't tell.
And my other grievance is aside from the QC, it's that windowless box packaging.
I haven't had a problem with that personally.
My biggest issue is just not being able to see if the figures have any defects, and I've just seen so many of those boxes crushed. I'm not a germaphobe, but now if I buy a figure from Brick and Mortar, and it's got the window on it, I give it a little wipey wipe with a Clorox, and it sucks. That's
You
what
gotta
we
be a
deal
Rick
with.
and Morty.
Yes, it sucks.
nice
That's what
that
we're dealing with.
These look good. Like, I'm looking at this package, I'm like, I like the artwork, the coloration, but like you're saying, it could all be beautiful, but then you get home and find out that half of his face isn't painted,
Or there's nothing in there.
Or worse, someone brought it in and there's a totally different figure inside that box now.
A friend of mine had that happen with the second version. So around the time, was it the last night? No, it wasn't the last night. When Age of Extinction came out, they reissued MP10.
Oh yeah,
He came in a completely windowless box, and somebody put another figure in there. And a friend of mine had bought that and was super pissed. And he had to argue at Toys R Us, like, no, I bought this and somebody swapped it out, and they didn't believe him.
Mattel and McFarlane are like, boom.
Yeah.
Not only do we keep the window, but the price is still the same.
Yeah, Mattel has been like the comeback story, I think, of 2022. And I'm looking forward to seeing. So, again, this was our top of the year, but there's some developing stuff with McFarlane and the coming Ninja Turtles movie. I'm looking forward to talking about next year. Hopefully, more concrete stuff comes out about that, because that's going to get things a little bit spicy, especially with. I want to talk about like where Playmates is, and if Playmates is going to go the way of the dodo.
Okay.
So,
and can we please pray for a good Transformers movie?
We can pray.
Please.
We can pray. We can also pray that Lorenzo di Bonaventura just exits EO1 or whatever Hasbro is calling their movie stuff, because he is. I don't think he is a force of good for them. So, a force for good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to save my prayer for something more important.
I'm surprised.
No,
I am surprised though that Dave, your disappointment didn't come in your selfie series.
No, that thing got me 400
That was-
views on YouTube.
There you go.
400. That got me over 300 views on YouTube.
But I mean, still, you're, you know,
No, and once I actually enjoyed that because the video itself was fun,
yeah.
and if you watch it, you get to hear my family involved with it. So you know what? I do not have a bad. That just brought a lot of joy into my house.
That's fair. I mean, spinning something negative into a positive is.
Oh, absolutely, it was.
is
I mean,
good.
you gotta. If you watch it, you just hear you hear my wife like, "Was the lighting off?" Or my sister just going, or my daughter just going, "No." It's honestly, it's probably one of my favorite. Just going to the reveal on that one.
Yeah, no, that was.
And like I said, my criteria was: did I get joy out of it? Did it? And you know what? It still caused me some amusement.
And I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up, but we'll just go around the table. I mean, this has been a much better year than the last 2 years. You know, I've enjoyed getting to see folks throughout the course of the year. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see Dave this year, but Matt, T, Mike, we all had some good times this year, and I'm glad you guys got to come to my bachelor party and to my home. It was great. You know, getting married was a big deal for me, and having like the destination wedding and the party back home was a lot of fun, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing what 2023 brings. And you know, I appreciate having all of you guys, you know, Sony and Joe included, part of my life. So you know, it's you know, to reiterate what Mike said earlier, it's been a blessing having so many good people in my life this year. So
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, one day I'll add some more joy to your life.
hopefully we can do a cook-off because you know, I think one of my highlights of my bachelor party was realizing my friend Steve had one too many and didn't have anything to eat. All the pizza was gone, and I just said fuck it, and I fired up my smoker at midnight and started smoking chicken.
Yep. And that shit was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was.
my God.
So we'll do like a drunk barbecue off.
And I'll hopefully my wife's
Give me
not
a book
watching
of
right
matches
now,
and
but
I'll
I did get her a
I'll
sous vide set
roll.
for Christmas.
Oh, awesome! What brand?
Sous vide. I had to look.
I know if you want a Nova, I've got recommendations.
Perfect.
So
I'll have to see.
Excuse me.
We'll find out on Sunday when she opens it back up.
nice.
And Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. I hope everybody. Well, we'll be on to wish everybody a Happy New Year. But whether you celebrate the holidays or not, I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend.
Yes.
So
And to all,
a good
Good
night.
Good night.
We'll see you all on the next one. We love you guys. Thanks for watching, and make sure you click that subscribe and notification bell. We'll have that T-shirt video coming up before the weekend.
All right.
Peace out.
See ya.